everyone. Before we get right into this video, please like and subscribe to my friend's YouTube channel at Tapiwa Linda Modise. My name is Nyasha Mdambo. I live in Harare, Zimbabwe, and I'm a student at the University of Zimbabwe. I'm studying translation and interpretation of languages. I often get questions from people as to why I chose translation and interpretation of languages, why I chose languages, and in particular the translation and interpretation aspect of languages. So let me take you down memory lane. So back when I was in grade 3, I was very interested in current affairs. I was very interested in keeping myself abreast of what was going on around me. That meant what was going on around in my country, what was also going around in the world. Not that I really understood what it was, but it's something I was really interested in. So I'd finish school around 12 midday. And then by the time I got home, I would be just on time for the afternoon news bulletin. So I would sit, have my lunch whilst I was watching news. So on a particular day, I realized, or rather I noticed a platform that was reserved, or that is still reserved, for sign language interpreters. I didn't understand what that person was doing, but I was so fascinated on how he executed his work, how he was so confident, how he used his hands. So I remember my mom hadn't gone to work on that day. So I asked her, Mama, what is he doing? What is this man doing? She explained to me he's communicating with people who are deaf. She also had to explain to me what deaf people are, who they are, because I also didn't understand what they were, who they were, my bad. Yeah. I finished primary school, proceeded into high school. And then in the high school, that's when I started discovering myself. I became so in love with sport. I loved sport. So I was a hockey player. Yes, I was a hockey player. I was a swimmer. I was in rowing. I was a rower. And I was also a handball player. So I was so in love with sport. I would do anything for sport. Like I was a passionate sports person. And at that point, or rather at that time, I was so convinced that I'm going to venture into athletics or anything involving sport. And then history happened. My favorite subject in school was history. I loved history. Oh my gosh, I was in love with history. I still am. So I was also convinced now at that time that I was going to venture into maybe archaeology or being a historian or something like that involving history. So for a long time, I think for a period of a year, I was convinced, you know what, I'm going to be an archaeologist. And then I phased out of it. And then astrology happened when I thought and believed that, you know what, I'm actually good in sciences, my science subjects. And then astrology happened. I would watch and read anything and everything involving astrology, planets, and etc. And then at that point, I discovered, I don't think astrology is my thing. So my point is, we grow to like different things day by day. We progress into liking different things. Sometimes you might see that you might find that you like something and then you end up not liking it at the end of the day. It's perfectly fine. We discover ourselves differently. So after astrology happened, languages happened. So I've always been a person who loved languages. From way back, I've always loved speaking in English, in a foreign language. I've always loved that. So I knew around Form 3 that, you know what, whatever it is that I'm going to do, it has to be something involving languages. So Form 3, Form 4, when I was waiting for my O-level results, I decided to take up a course in sign language. I took I was taking it with Deaf Zimbabwe Trust. So I took my course. My first certificate was for basic sign language. I passed that one. And then because I had passed my O-level, I proceeded into A-level. So I finished A-level. So in the process of A-level, I finished A-level. And then after A-level, whilst I was waiting for my results, I started my second level and my third level for sign language. I finished that and then enrolled with the University of Zimbabwe with their program Translation and Interpretation of Languages. So this is how I ended up pursuing languages. This is how I ended up pursuing languages. So it's when it comes to choosing a career, or rather something you love or something you're passionate about, it never comes easy. There are times when you feel like, you know what, I'm not interested in this anymore. I want to do something else. And then you end up venturing into that, and then you discover that the one thing you had ventured into is not the thing you really wanted. And then you leave, and then you end up being all confused. It's okay. It's allowed. You are allowed to go through that process. If not for that process, you would not discover yourself and know the kind of person you are and what you love doing. So processes like that are very necessary in your development and in your growth as a person. Sometimes we also feel like giving up, but we stand up, we dust ourselves off. You know what I mean? It's very funny or really weird how we limit ourselves. We limit how how powerful we can be, and at times it ends up manifesting in our livelihoods and everything around us. But now it's okay to change. Now is the right time for you to start on a clean slate, a new page, try something new, something you've always imagined to do, something you've always wanted to try. Try it, do it now. You can do whatever you want. The sky's the limit. Don't limit your imaginations, guys. Do not limit your imaginations. Keep dreaming. If you want to go up to the moon, it's up to you. It's you who limits yourself. So no limitations 2021. No limitations. Bye guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and like to Tapiwa Modise's Linda. Tapiwa Linda Modise's YouTube channel. Love you guys.